Hi, Erik. We've seen pictures this week of Rasmus Højlund and Mason Mount in training. Will they be fit to start at Crystal Palace?
It's very good news. They're back on the pitch. They're back in team training, and we have to decide whether they are fit enough to start. But I think it's very pleasing. They are back with the squad. We have so many games also in this block to cover. So very happy.
Back involved. Do you think they will be involved in any capacity? Do you think that?
We have to make the final call, and they did a couple of training. We have to see how they recover, and then tomorrow we will make a final call.
The last time you went to Crystal Palace, Erik, it didn't end particularly well. It's not that long ago. What lessons do you think you as a management team and the players have learnt from that experience?
Not in particular. We know what will come through us. We know it will be. It's always tough there. It's always aggressive there. But we know also the circumstances, and you can't compare this. And we didn't have a fit squad. We had even 1-2 players. They were maybe up to 20% to play, but we had to play them. And this time is totally different. We have now a fit squad. We have definitely 18 players who are capable to go into this good challenge for us.
So it's not the kind of experience you keep at the back of your mind to think,
no,
that's never going to happen again to me?
No, definitely not. It was clear. It was a 4-0, totally deserved, but Saturday will be different.
Erik, how much joy does it give you to see Marcus Rashford back as he's threatening self, full of confidence, trying to take on markers, and obviously getting the goals then as a reward?
That's very good, of course, and that your striker, that they starting to score when the season is very young. Strikers, they need that belief, and we have now a couple of players who are in the meanwhile on the scoring list. And it is very good for a team because that will strengthen their belief, and they will go up for more, and they will come more goals now.
Sure.
Erik, you mentioned about Højlund and Mount, and in their time at United, they both had a few injuries. How much do they need a run of fitness really, and therefore you've got to be a little bit careful?
Yeah, careful in top football. You always go to boundaries. So it's not avoidable, but when you have a full squad available, then it's more easy to manage the load. And when you are in circumstances like last season, and there is a need to play, and then also you have to overload them. So we hope we can integrate them in a very careful way.
Since the game we were talking about at Crystal Palace in May, I just wonder how much progress do you feel has been made with the squad overall and the team? How different will this United be to the one that ran out at Sellers Park in May?
Yeah, maybe you can also compare it with the FA Cup final. I don't compare it, and because the circumstances in that moment in the season, I would say from February on, we had to every time to find 11 players who can construct a team, and now we are in a different place. We have 18 players, and we can pick a team.
Thank you. Erik, there were a lot of talk of Anthony before the game on Tuesday. Is that the reaction that you wanted from him to see the way he performed?
I think every player should give those reactions. You have to train hard. You have to perform in training. You have to earn the right to play. And when the moment is your chance, you have to take him. But the manager can only pick 11 players, and then can make 5 subs. So make sure you are under those 16 players for every game, and you do it by on a consistent base perform in training, and of course that's the most important. When the chance is there, you have to perform in a game, and you have to contribute to a winning team.
On Marcus, Erik, he's come in for some criticism last season. He only got 8 goals. He missed out on the England squad for the European Championships. How much mental strength has it taken, and how impressive have you been with the way he's dealt with that criticism and come back? And he also did a lot of extra work during the international break, I think, with a different trainer as well. Does that show the dedication to get back to what he knows he can do and scoring regularly?
So I think every player who's playing in the Premier League, but definitely in this club, you need some resilience. And not any football career is only the way up. It's also the way down, and you have to deal with it. And Marcus Rashford is also experienced that he knows this as the best. So he knows when there are setbacks how to fight back, how to set his career, how to set his performance, so he took control of it. And I think he's on the way back. He started the season very, very good, and now he has to continue and to progress.
Hi Erik. You gave him a bit of a rest in the week, but how important has Ahmad become for you this calendar year, and how impressive you've been with him, with his progress?
He's doing very well. I would say, I think from January on, he has made big progress, and he is now, for every game, he's a consideration. And so also for him, I hope that he keeps going in this process, and he has some attributes that can really help a team.
Chris. Hi Erik, just on Marcus again, he looks so full of confidence now. Can you say, what have you been doing with him, and perhaps also with Van Nistelrooy been doing with him and other coaching staff to get him back to where he is now?
Probably he needed some help, and by backing him, for instance. But at the end of the day, he has to do it by himself. And he has to set his life right, he has to set his training attitude right, he has to set his match attitude right. And when he sets his professionalism, he will perform, because he's a class player.
And also the England squad will be named again in a couple of weeks' time. He wasn't in the last squad. Do you think he's on course to be in that squad now?
I think he will always be an option for every manager, but it's not up to me. That's up to the England manager.
Neil.
There was a couple of incidents with Marcus last year when he was late back for training from that Belfast, and he partied after the derby. Do you think his attitude has changed? He realises what he has to do off the pitch now, and he's back focused fully on his football?
I think he always knew, and every player knows, because when your lifestyle is not right, you can't perform in the leagues we have to perform, and you don't get the right levels when you don't have a good and a disciplined life away from Carrington.
Just on Mason Mount, the club have invested a lot of money in him. He's clearly a very talented player, but he's obviously had these injuries. How much can he bring to your team if he is now fully fit for a prolonged period?
We have seen glimpses in the start of the season where he is capable of, and it was not a long time out. He's a quick turnaround back, and but what he needs is a longer period where he can train fully with the team and play with the team, because then he can come up into speed, and then everyone will see his qualities. But I'm totally convinced. I have seen in the start of the season what he can bring to a team, and I'm sure once he is in the longer run he will really improve.
Is that the same when it comes to his position as well? Because he's obviously very versatile, but he's playing in different positions for you. Are you still trying to find how to kind of get him in your team? Which position?
When he's not available, I can't integrate him in the team. That's the problem. So first of all, he has to be available, and then we can integrate him.
Laurie.
Erik, I know it's only been a couple of games, but Manuel Ugarte seems to have started quite brightly. What have you made of his performances and also his training application?
He's a player very short in some sessions. Now he has a starter, and in Southampton he came in as a sub. He has still, he's in the process that he has to come into the club. He has to come into the team and know what is the game model, what are the principles, what are the rules, and know his teammates. Especially know with his profile what he can contribute from his team. So yeah, we are in that process, and yeah, that will take some time, but it will come. It will come in a natural way, and you can already see when he is fulfilling the process, he will really be a very good player for us.
Last question, Will. Erik, you mentioned there from February onwards it was difficult to get 11 players out on the pitch almost, and you have 18 available now. Is there anything you can do different at this stage of the season to make sure that doesn't happen again?
I can't say. That is, you can't avoid. There is so many circumstances where you don't have any influence on, and that can always be happen. But there are also circumstances where you can take control of, and yeah, we did some reviewing during the summer, and yeah, we are still working on improvements all the time to take control as much